Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. We're going to do something a little bit different today. I get a lot of questions about bolsters. So I'm going to show you how you can use stuff around your house to make your very own bolster like this. So here's what you need. If you have an old yoga mat, if you don't have one, believe me, somebody you know probably has one kicking around that they've never used before. You're going to take it and cut it in half. Any kind of scissors will work. Maybe don't use your good scissors, but any kind of like kitchen scissors, you'll be fine. And then a pair of pants. I use stretchy pants. If you have jeans or anything else, it'll work just the same. And we're gonna cut the legs off, which conveniently leaves you with a pair of shorts you might like to do yoga in. So you've cut your pant leg off and you've cut your mat in half. We're gonna put one inside the other. Let's go ahead. Roll the mat up. All right, so half a yoga mat rolled, it's up to you, more or less tightly. The reason we use a yoga mat and not something else is because of the density. So we're not gonna squish it when we put our body weight on it, the same as with a cushion or a folded blanket. The yoga mat is firm, it's dense, so it's gonna resist our body weight as we lean into it or leave our limbs on top of it. Now we're gonna put this inside the pant leg. Okay. We could tuck the ends of the pants inside the bolster. I like to tie it off. In the early days, I had really nice string and ribbon, but since then I've found that the easiest is just to take a hair elastic, in keeping with our theme of old stuff we already have, and tie the ends off. Now once you repeat this with the other half of your mat and your other pant leg, you will have two bolsters that match. Now let's look at a couple different ways that we can build up our bolsters if they're not quite big enough. So we can use a cushion or a folded blanket that you might already have around the house. If you have a yoga block, even better. Now let's say that I'd like to use my new bolsters for butterfly pose, but they're just not quite high enough to support my knees. So what can I do? I can use a cushion from around the house to hold my knee up. So since we have the firm density of the bolster underneath, a cushion now gives us a bit more height and it's not too soft. The other thing I can do, use a folded blanket. Same thing. It brings the height of my knees up. I'll show you another pose we can do with our blanket, our bolsters, our cushion, and our yoga block. And this is how we'll finish the set. I'll give us one lovely stretch to end our time together with. All right, so I've set us up for our big ta-da. We're gonna use our two bolsters under our knees in butterfly legs. And then I've set everything else up to go underneath our spines to put us into a supported heart opener. So you might feel a bit of stretch across the chest, but the overall aim of this position is to feel super comfortable. You could just about fall asleep. In fact, if you set up like this and you do fall asleep, even better. So what do I have under us? I have the folded blanket that'll go under the length of my spine to help pop me up. I have the yoga block to provide some height under the head. You can get the same thing with a pillow at home. And then I have just a thin cushion under the rest of my back. To go really simple, you could just use the folded blanket. And then when you're ready, we can set ourselves up. So our soles of the feet are together. Everything else is gonna catch us, not quite touching your bum, a little bit of airspace, so it's gonna catch your low back and especially your upper back. And of course we want something to catch our heads. Sometimes we need to bring our bolsters with us as we go. And then when we get there, we can readjust, roll out our shoulders, any other tweaks that need to be made. And comfort is key. We know we're doing it right if we're comfortable. If you think that you could lie here comfortably, easily for a couple of minutes, perfect. That's the right spot to be. Otherwise, if it doesn't feel that way for you, maybe readjust. Usually the bolsters are too high under the back, so you could take the yoga block away, take the cushion away, maybe just do the rolled up blanket, and then we can settle in and enjoy our yoga nap. This pose can be used for a 5 to 20 minute nap in the afternoon lows or to help wind down and prepare for bed at night. Enjoy. Namaste.